Happy Monday, everybody. We are back for another Monday Miracle, and this week we are talking about a 6-year-old who is seeing improvement in focus, ability to sit still, and less disruptive and less sensory-seeking activities. All really important right now because everyone in the Milwaukee area knows that this week, or most people next week, is back to school. And this kiddo actually started at the end of last school year. His parents knew, for a bit now that he had maybe some quote unquote ADHD type symptoms, high energy, trouble focusing, trouble keeping still, kind of all over the place. And he's a 6-year-old boy. So they were wondering, how much of that is just him being a boy? How much of that is something we really need to work on? And it had been doing okay, but at the end of last school year, the teacher started to mention that things were getting a bit disruptive at class, really having a hard time staying in seat, getting work done, reading, all of that type of stuff. And so the parents reached out and they were interested in getting our nervous system scans done and getting that full assessment to see if there was some, non-medicine ways to help with the kind of ADHD type symptoms. And so we started working, and sure enough, even just a few weeks in, things started to get better. And then we transitioned into summer, and Dad said just the other day, like, man, we're really excited to go back to school and kind of test, because he'd been doing so amazing this summer. He just had a really, really good summer, less disruptiveness, less just crazy high energy. All of the things that we've been working on have been going really well. And actually, we'd already finished his care plan. He transitioned into wellness. And so here we are, right? On the eve or coming up within the next week or so of going back to school. And so I wanted to talk about this because I know there's a lot of parents out there right now that are dreading going back to school because they know that their kiddo is probably going to struggle with focus and sitting still and being disruptive and following directions. And we are an amazing resource for you mom and dad, who are very much dreading this back to school and the talks with the teacher after school. We hear it all the time that, once people start care here and we get their nervous systems calm and regulated and balanced, that all of a sudden there's a lot less conversation with the teacher after school because they're doing so much better. And so to get into the quick little nitty gritty of how this all works is we have some amazing non-invasive nervous system scans that give us an idea of if your kiddo is holding more stress and more energy in their nervous system. And if that's the case, it's almost like they are internally on edge or internally dysregulated, internally overstimulated. And so when they're asked to then go to school and sit still or follow directions or focus, that's hard for them because internally it's very noisy, it's very busy, right? They're constantly having to feel like they're having to move around. What we do with our very gentle, light, and easy adjustments for these kiddos is slowly start to remove that stress and tension out of their system. It calms their body down. And so now all of a sudden they're able to do those things. Now, they're still kids, right? Especially these young boys. They might still have more energy, and that's okay. But they're starting from a more regulated, more calm spot. And so not only do we often see those things like better focus, sit still, the things we've been talking about at school, but also we often see better digestion, better sleep, stronger immune systems, because those things are all linked to a more calmer, regulated nervous system and body as well. So with that all being said, we have our best deal ever, back to school special going on, the entire new patient evaluation, the phone consult, the scans, and the review of findings where we go over those scans, let you know what we found and what we would recommend. Typically $200. Everything is discounted right now for $47 through the end of the month. So I'll put the link here below. The link is in our bio if you're watching this on Instagram. We can't wait. You can sign up online. We can get you all that information. Just put your information in there. We will reach out and we'll get everything taken care of for you to make this school year the best one yet.